This episode was recorded in front of a live stream audience. Join me at gaming.youtube.com/the Jessa Channel. Hey there, you're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and we are playing Skyrim live here on YouTube. And in the last episode, Kinlen made her way to Helgen from our victorious, massive defeat of taking Riften. Riften is now in Imperial control in General Tullius's hands. And Kinlen Tullius, his daughter, is here in Solitude to report in the morning to her father. But first, after a long and arduous trip from Helgen, on the cart, a bumpy ride, Kinlen is exhausted and so will need to make her way to her Solitude Battlements apartment. This is where she stays here in Solitude. It's 4:54 a.m. and she's had 2 long nights, one in Helgen and another one here. For those of you guys new here, for those of you guys new watching, this is Kinlen Tullius. And also, as always, in Skyrim, it is a early Freydis morning. That's Friday in our calendar. On the 18th of Frostfall, which is October, in the 4th era, 201. In the land of Skyrim. Kinlen Tullius makes her way, letting her followers know that they can sleep at the inn this night. In order to do this, she's going to have to go in and buy their rooms before making her way to her own room. Kinlen thinks to herself, oh, I'm so tired. But no matter what day or night it is, the inn is full as always. Ho there, innkeeper. What is going on? Battle ensues in the inn? Who is this? Uh-oh. What just went down? Who are you? I'm out of character right now because I don't think this is supposed to be happening. I don't even know who this guy is. Who are you? Why are we fighting you?
The roads are not safe these days.
Why is Belren trying to kill us? Okay, let's reload because something just went down that wasn't supposed to go down. I don't know what is happening there. We don't have a bounty here. This is Kinlen's home. She has no reason to be fighting with Belren. So something went down that wasn't supposed to go down there. So, okay. And Kinlen is not doing anything like the Dawn Guard, for example. There's no reason why anyone would fight her. There's just no reason. Particularly someone who is essential and can't be hit. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, it's good old Skyrim. Okay, so let's just leave her followers here just for ease of use. And they can just wander here and we'll say that they slept at the inn. So where were we? It's a beautiful night. I am very tired though. Last night I had a very strange dream as I laid upon my bedroll that I was attacked. As I went into the inn, My followers and I for no reason. It's very strange. Ah, home. Home, sweet home. It is interesting, but yes, I agree. I have come to think of solitude as home. In fact, I haven't really thought much about the Priory in Bruma for a moon or more. When I think of coming home, I think of here. I don't know if I am really happy with that thought. But it is what it is. Kinlen pulls open the door, taking out the rusty key. She pulls open the door of her loft in the Solitude Tower above the battlements. I've never been so happy to see a room in my life. Oh, I'm exhausted. She comes in and drops her pack just there, and then takes off her soiled clothes and whatnot and washes down in the wash basin. She whistles a happy little tune to herself as she kneels in front of the hot water and soaps up and suds up, and then heads over to the chest and gets out some fresh underclothes, and then puts on her, let me see, puts on her, I'm guessing if I press the right key, her nightgown. Yep. And putting on her nightgown, she climbs into bed. Oh, you're still here, little dolly. Kinlen climbs into her bed next to her little doll. A reminder of a mission that she did in outside Winterhold for her father, where she went undercover in disguise as an elderly beggar woman who was a bit addled of mind. This is in season 1 of this roleplay. If you want to see that, there's a playlist for it in the description below. Being at home, not wanting to waste too much time, she sleeps for just 5 hours. Kinlen dreams about Shia Gorath, but she has never met him or seen him. Kinlen likes to keep... Solitude is very cold, being so far up north, and the wind from the Sea of Ghosts constantly whisks through the city streets and whizzes in through the wood and keeps one's feet very cold unless you place them before a fire, which Kinlen does this morning. She's going to enjoy a hearty breakfast, emptying out the rest of her pack, ready to refill it with new things for the next trip. She's going to have some roasted chicken with salad on it, one more stuffed gourd. She's going to stuff herself with some tea and milk. She idly cuts the leek up into the salad bowl, mixes it all up with a wooden fork, and munches on it. Some time passes, and she washes it all down with the tea and a bit of bread. It is so good to be home, and even though my duties call and I will always have to leave these walls on whatever errand or necessary thing Father wants me to do in order to help us win this war, it is always glad to be home, even if it is but for one night. The wind whistles by the windows and rattles it a little bit. Oh, it's chilly. But Kinlen stretches her feet out for the fire, and her breakfast takes her some time to eat, which brings her past the noon bell, just before the first bell. I've got to hurry. It is later than I would thought, and my father will be unhappy with me for being so late to report back to him. I'm surprised he hasn't sent a castle guard to wake me. He has done that before. Kinlen pulls on all of her clothes. She's going to put on her city outfit for this one. Yes, I want to wear something that's a little bit more comfortable and give my armor an airing out. And perhaps give it to Belren and have him clean it a bit. We're going to turn off Kinlen's lantern. It's unneeded right now. Let's see. I believe... Oh, no. I think I will wear this outfit. Let's see. Yes, that will do nicely. Kinlen stands before the fire and gets a look at herself in a little hand mirror. This is a very nice outfit that she wears, and just for fun, I will show you the full selection of her clothing. This is her main outfit, her main armor gear. I'm going to do a quick save. I just had a bad feeling. And many of you, I've shown these outfits several times over the years. However, many of you watching now may be new to the series and want to see Kinlen's different looks. This is her main armor. This is heavy armor, gold-plated, paid for in part by her father, but also by Kinlen's coin that she earned doing hard work. This is a light armor that she wears from time to time if she's just traveling along the road or doesn't expect too much trouble. It's the same thing. A city outfit that she was just wearing. And then let's see, what have I got on 3? Nothing? Okay. And then here's another outfit, I believe. I'm trying to remember my key. There it is. This is one for when she's very cold up north. This is actually of particular significance to her. She doesn't really like how it makes her look. It's not really her look, but it was her mother's. And her father likes to see her in it. As Kinlen looks at this outfit in the chest, she wonders to herself if she should wear this. Perhaps to assuage her father's certain irritation at her being late to report, as he expects her report by the 9th bell. Let's see, she also has, let's see, that's 5, 6, 7. 7 is her, this is for formal outfits, for formal occasions at the palace. That was her sleep outfit. Let's see, let me put that one back. It just takes a moment to change her outfits out. That is, and she doesn't like this. She feels like it makes her look like a mutton dressed up as lamb, as she puts it, because she is just not really a dress person. So when she walks, as you can see, she has this sort of manly walk. Let's kind of pull out a little bit. I don't even think she's got proper shoes for the outfit. She hasn't. Anyway. So, so that is that. And then I believe her 8th outfit is just for swimming. We'll put back on her city outfit. This one that will make her father happy. Let's head on to see General Tullius. Kinlen has got a warm tummy full of food. And she's going to take a walk along the battlements, her favorite place to walk in Castle Dower, on Castle Dower. This is Kinlen's complete look right now from her mother, as I have mentioned. This was one of her mother's coats. I love to see the water come through, and I smell the ocean. The sea is beautiful, the sea of ghosts. I love that crisp smell. It's taken a while for me to get used to it, and I will admit, I am usually chilled to the bone, but it is worth it. Kinlen gives brief consideration to enjoying a pipe, which she does most mornings when she is in residence in Castle Solitude. She likes to sit here, listen to the cries of the men and the sergeant. But if I am any farther later, if I am any later to see father, he will have my hide. I'd best make my way inside. And she pushes open the doors of Castle Dower. She takes a moment as the doors close behind her to straighten her hair a bit, noticing that it is a bit mussed, as it were, from the constant wind that blows through Solitude. And she walks down. Father's rooms are up here. As usual, neat as a pin. My father would not let even a moment's dust. He cleans his boots every single night, whether he has been out in them or not. But anyway, he is not here. Oh, but I can see that he is washed this morning. Kinlen composes herself, knowing that even though General Tullius is her father, she must still appear to him as any soldier of the Legion, and address him with such, make sure that she is neat and put together. As she walks down, her father turns and looks at her. Ah. General, she salutes. I am here to report. As you no doubt know from my message, the rift is ours.
Taking control of the rift was a great victory. Ulfric must be rather nervous with us so close to his doorstep. You've come a long way. I don't think we could do without you. I'm hereby raising you to Tribune. Congratulations. Here, take this gift as a sign of the Empire's appreciation. And my own.
Tribune. Thank you. That is much appreciated. And, sir, my orders?
You're needed in Winterhold. Report to our hidden camp there.
For a moment, Kinlen considers saying, "What will you need me to do?" But then remembers and knows her father so well. Knows that he will simply say whatever you are ordered to do so. So she says, with a nod, "Yes, sir."
For the Empire.
For the Emperor. At this moment, he looks at her and waves her over.
Taking the Pale gives us another port in Dawnstar. Puts us within striking distance of Windhelm. That should make Ulfric a bit more cautious, huh?
He leans in and he says, "You've done well. We will soon be on Ulfric's doorstep. I would like to see more training from the men that you have gathered, the men and the women. I understand that you have also been doing some business in the south. Kinlen's eyebrow raises. Do you mean Helgen? He nods. And then, uncharacteristically, he reaches an arm out and puts it on her shoulder and says, I'm proud of you. You've done well. I look forward to seeing what you do with that, well, a bit of a disaster of a town. For the Emperor. And then she nods and says, for the Empire, Father. He clasps her shoulder one more time, a quick, tight little clasp, and then turns away. As always, the General back to business.
You're dismissed.
Yes, Father. Thank you. I am to make my way to Winterhold. I feel pulled in so many directions here. North to Winterhold, which is so important, but also having to take care of matters in Solitude, and then also in Helgen. But for now, let me take a look at what Father has given me. So, you may have noticed that General Tullius gave Kinlen a dragon shield, but for the sake of the roleplay, as Kinlen has been given levels, her father has given her more improved swords. So because she doesn't use a shield and that was just sort of random what she got, we're actually going to give that shield away, sell it, and then using add item menu, we're going to go in and give Kinlen something that she really, really wants. So, I'm thinking, let's just take a look at what he gave her. So the last gift that he gave her for the last level she gained was Fleur de Lis. A fantastic sword. Every sword that she has used throughout the entire 3 seasons of this roleplay have been given to her by her father for services rendered. So, she also has General's Gift. These both do a great deal of damage, so we're going to want to get something that does, you know, each time we increase her damage a little bit. And I think it's time to retire General's Gift. So, we'll see through all the mods that I have whether we can find a sword that we really like. If not, since I am recording this live, I might ask chat to go over to Nexus Mods, and maybe they might find a sword that they'd like Kinlen to carry that I can download and add in to the game, and we'll continue on with her story. But let's see what we can find, and if we can't, someone might find a modded sword that would be beautiful for Kinlen. If you do find such a thing, chat, put the name of the sword in chat if you want to go and look for something, and you would have the benefit of being able to have Kinlen use a sword that you picked out. So in the meantime, let's go over here to, let's see what I think it was like it was just a shield, I think. Not seeing anything in here. But that's what I saw up in the top corner. I don't think it was any armor or anything. Maybe it was. Oh, here it is. Dragon plate shields are in. Yeah. So this would not be appropriate for Kinlen to carry, even if she did use block, which she doesn't, or use a shield in any way. So we'll just go ahead and sell that for the coin. All right. So.
Someday soon you will all see battle, and what you do here today may well save your lives.
So let's go over here, because we're going to need to do some stuff with Biren. And let's go over to add item menu. I'm just going to press enter here to, I don't have anything particular I want to look for. And then I'm just going to go through, let's go to Warmonger's Armory and see what we might be able to find in that one.
Tomatoes, leeks, and...
There's a Saber, Frostfang, no. Pathfinder, I don't really like how these look. So, probably not that. Oops, this one here. Let's try... Oops, that's not what I mean to do. Escape. What I mean to do is go over here, just click add item menu without the search, and that'll get us the same way. Warmonger Armory DLC, let's try that. Let's do a search. Dunmer Ebony Sword, Soul Ripper. Whew, yeah, no. And then there's one more place we can look for a cool sword. Usually what I do is I go to Nexus and look for some awesome sword that I like the look of for her. And then I add it in to the roleplay, to the story. But since we're recording and we're live, I'm going to try and find something in here that'll do. What I'm looking for is... Here we go. Billy Rowe's weapons. Billy Rowe does fantastic swords, sword models. And I've downloaded a collection of his, so we should be able to find a beautiful sword in here. Let's see. Kinlen does not use a great sword. So let's see. Solvastap is one she's actually used already. That was a sword she had in Season 1. So let's take a look at these. That's beautiful. Oh, that is very nice. Oh, me likey that very much. Very much. We can, you know, increase it. We're going to go ahead and increase it a lot to get the damage. Cataract is one she's had already. That's nice. I'm looking for something that just looks... Ooh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful too. If there's anything that strikes your fancy that you think Kinlen should have picked, let me know in the comments. Or since we're live, let me know in chat. This one is beautiful. Exquisite. So yeah, I think we're going to find something here, so there's no need to look in Nexus if you are looking right now. Fior is kind of plain. Leviathan looks good, but we're looking... Kinlen likes things that are classic without a lot of adornment. And that's just really simple and classic, but beautiful. Yes. So Kinlen is going for something that has a military-ish look to it. Her father would not allow her to have something super ostentatious by her side. She is military. This is very, very serviceable and beautiful, but a little plain. Revenant is good. Serenity is nice, but she doesn't really want a curved blade. Enter Skyrim joke right here. Solvastap was good. Sunbeam, that's a little bit... Uh-oh. Oh, I think we might have found a winner. Oh, I love this. Look at that. Wow. That is really nice. So because I'm recording live, normally when role-playing, I'm not going to communicate too much with chat so that we don't get out of the story. However, I think for this one, I'm going to communicate with chat for this one for a little bit. And I'm going to give chat a... Oh, that one's good too. Boy, these are excellent. This one I might want to go for because it has... Oh, look at that blade. Holy, that is... Wow. I knew that somebody would mention the curved swords. So, okay, so we've got a lot to choose from. I'm leaning towards the Viceroy. There is the Viceroy. I really like that. It's got excellent, excellent stats. And then I saw one up here that I really, really liked. This one, or I like that one, but I think it was this one. This one, yeah. So I'm going to allow chat to choose her new blade. The Duelist is beautiful. It's a little bit less damage, but just a few points. Negligible. This is the Duelist. Simple, but also this pommel here, not too fanciful. Excellent, excellent. The Duelist is our first choice. Our second choice is the Viceroy. I am leaning towards the Viceroy. I just think it looks it's got a touch more elegance to it. Therefore, go ahead and vote in chat. The Duelist or the Viceroy. Go ahead and vote. The Duelist has 3 votes already. And then we have 3 votes for the Viceroy. 3 to 3 votes here, looks like. The Viceroy. All right, 4 votes for Viceroy, 3 votes for the Duelist. Just gonna wait for one more just to see if anyone else has anything else they want to add. Okay. Kinlen's new blade is the Viceroy. To make things fair, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this dragon bone shield. Where? Oh yeah. Here we go. Dragon plate shield, and I'm just gonna put it. Thank you very much, Cowboy. Cowboy has sealed the deal. And I'm gonna just put the dragon plate shield in Billy Rose weapons. It doesn't break anything, and it'll just disappear. The next time I open it up, it won't be here. So, in any case, Kinlen goes out to the, and so I'm going to go back into the role play now, meaning that I will be responding to you, but through in character and as a narrator. Kinlen walks out of the castle, her head spinning at being a now called a tribune or a tribunal. Let's see. Is there any way that I can, is there a way here? I'm wondering if I can find out how to find out what level Kinlen is in the Civil War. I don't think there's a way. That's just completed stat stuff. So, but I believe it was a tribune or a tribunal. So Kinlen takes a look at the blade that her father gave her. It is beautiful. She holds the blade in her hand, swings it a bit, gives it a little bit of heft. It's solid. The blade is sharp, and it is an exquisite piece of craftsmanship. She knows that Biren, the Solitude blacksmith, must have worked long and hard on such a blade for General Tullius's personal order, personal armory. She takes a look at General's gift, a blade that she has had for many a moon. It's serviceable, it's killed Falmer, and spirits and Draugr alike. And Kinlen feels she will be very happy to finally put it to rest. And in fact, let's do so. I know what I will do. I will put my order in for Biren to improve this. Biren.
Get your fresh fruit and produce.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
Biren, I have a sword my father gave me. I know it came by your hand. I'm wondering if you might be able to temper it for me. And actually, I'm going to put the sword in her grip here. Put it in her right arm so that...
arms or armor. My forge never rests. Wanderer like you must have plenty of tales to tell. But I'm afraid I'm too busy to hear them.
So, could you temper this sword a bit? Could you bring it up to that legendary quality that you're so good at?
Of course.
Thank you. Here's my weapon. That will be a goodly amount of gold. And, we're going to say that we left the sword with him for a while. But it is now legendary. It is 94 damage. And she has a 90 damage here on her fleur-de-lis. She'll put her Viceroy into her right hand. And also, while we're at it, let's ask Biren if he will temper her armor as well, too.
Good to be away from the forge for a bit. Keep safe, and always wear your armor.
So, when he's over here, it will show that he's actually not working at the forge.
Aye.
So I have to kind of wait for him to go back to the forge.
Until next time.
So, in the meantime, we're going to walk over here now to Kinlen's apartments. And retire her other sword. Retire General's gift.
Get your fresh fruit and produce here.
I am amazed that Father gave me such a blade. I can just imagine driving it into Ulfric Stormcloak's body. It will be a good day for Skyrim and for the Empire. Kinlen takes out her rusty key and pushes open the door to her apartments. I'm going to take a moment right here to save. Kinlen has been on a large number of adventures. However, she has saved very little from it. She has memories of her adventures, like the little dolly on her bed. But she hasn't saved a lot of the swords and things, except for a few, which she intends to give to her followers when they storm Ulfric Stormcloak's gates with her. This hammer, this barrow sword, this was the first sword that Father gave me. When I first arrived in Solitude, in Skyrim, and I came over the mountains and through the paths to that campsite that he had saved for me. It was a good sword, strong and solid, but I was glad to move to something lighter. And this is General's gift. And then I had another one made just in its kind that I now carry. So, yeah, I do have 2 general gifts, which I'd forgotten about. But we'll just say she had one made. You know, one got a little dull or it cracked or something. We're going to put that in her hand and put it here in the weapon rack. Or not. I might have a problem because it won't let me put it in here. Let's see. Did it take it out? It did. Okay. Well, because I had 2 general gifts, maybe it kind of bugged out. But anyway, we'll say she had one here. I guess it bugged. And then we're going to go over here to her mod configuration menu. And using AH hotkeys, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to her weapon sets. And I'm going to make sure that she has weapon sets. And over here under equip set, I'm going to put dual swords. And then I'm going to replace Cataract, which was the real name of that sword. And I renamed it using Jackson's Renamer. I renamed it to General's Gift because it was a gift from her father, the General. And I'm going to replace this sword with Viceroy. The wonderful thing about the AH hotkeys mod is that it allows me to change every outfit, every equip set that contains this sword will automatically be swapped out with the new sword. It's a great time saver. My mod list is in the description below, or a moderator can put it into chat. There's Viceroy. Let's see how it looks on her. Let's stand her here by the light. And there it is. With a beautiful leather scabbard that it comes with. That is very nice. Let's take it out here. It looks lovely in her hand. And let's see what it looks like in first person. Oh, look at that. Wow. Kinlen holds her blade up to the light, looking at it, marveling at its craftsmanship. 2 incredibly strong, beautiful swords. Kinlen sighs with happiness. All right, and now to make our way to the Blue Palace. Before we need to have this sword, fantastic sword. This is the wrong door, and there's no easy way for Kinlen to jump down, but you can see her outer area here. And as you can see, some things have dropped on the ground here. So let's clean this area up. Let me see if I could see it here. Here it is. Clean up. Observe. I don't know if you can see things moving around. You can see things popping back up onto the table. These steel arrows might disappear too. I don't know if you saw the leeks jump up from the ground. The steel arrows are not coming up, but everything else is. I'll run it one more time, see if these will pop up. Clean up is a quick way. This is a mod. It's in my mod list. Is a quick way to quickly move things that have been jostled around by Skyrim's wonky physics and put them back where they go. That's a neat little trick for those of you guys who love Skyrim as much as I do, but hate its physics. Let's make our way to the Blue Palace. We'll go this way, as Kinlen usually likes to walk along the battlements. If you go and check out my mod list, you'll see the list of plugins, which shows everything and how I have it ordered. But you'll also see, if you click on mod list, you'll see my mod list neatly organized with categories and everything. So it's very easy to find the names of the mods I use. Kinlen makes her way to the stairs here, feeling the heft and weight of her new sword at her side. I'm going to make my way to the, mage, the palace mage in the Blue Palace. Good day, men. Those bows look of excellent quality. You're doing good work. Captain?
Yes?
Good day to you. Your men look good as always. Keep up the good work. Pretty soon we'll be at the gates of Winterhold.
Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up.
I think you're too hard on them, Captain. I think they look well. Very well indeed. Ah, it is so good to be home.
Concentrate. The battlefield is full of...
Before I go to the palace, I'll take a quick moment and say a prayer.
You couldn't possibly be the Dragonborn of legend, could you?
Kinlen doesn't even consider that they might be talking to her and walks on.
May knowledge of your divinity carry us...
Ah, the 8 divines. Debella. Kinnereth.
Let us walk in the steps of the divines.
Zenithar. Okay. And Stendar. And before this, shrine, Kinlen is going to have, take a moment for prayer. And in order for her to do that, I just need to remember what her prayer animation slot is. It is 4.
When we forget.
So Kinlen's just going to pray for a moment to Stendar. And she lowers her head and prays for the strength to give mercy to those who deserve it and show no mercy to those who do not, including Ulfric Stormcloak. She prays for the continued health and well-being of her father, and she prays for her mother beyond the pale. beyond the veil, I should say, who has passed away. And then she prays for victory and for a strong sword arm and to never lose her way. There we go. You have to jump to break out of that animation. Let's continue on to the Blue Palace, and then
What could it mean?
we'll get a enchantment on this sword, and then we'll end this episode. This was just a kind of moving on, next step of the stage of the story, having Kinlen spend a little time in Solitude's Gates, and for you to be reminded again of where she lives, her home. And also, if a moderator is still here and awake, if a moderator could remind everyone of how this is working and why I may not be responding to chat directly right now. Good morning. Kinlen has a rather manly-ish sort of walk, if you want to put it that way, masculine, I should say. And it is actually for preservation of her elbow. She walks that way to keep her elbow from hitting. Good morning. Kinlen nods at the guard passing, from hitting the hilts of her sword. The pommels and hilts. I believe they have added a fresh coat of paint to the castle since I've been gone. I see workmen working there all the time. Kinlen takes some time to consider writing in her journal from time to time. She does have a journal that she writes in, that I think the key is J. I think. There it is. She has a journal that she does write in, including, by the way, that's important what I just had open, the prospects or the precepts of Stendarr, Kinlen's deity. Never refuse aid you are capable of providing. Go among the infirm and the wounded wherever you find them. Offer prayer to Stendarr every day. Do not hoard wealth or indulge physically. And Kinlen has, you know, the Priory in Bruma did not teach her to follow any one way, but recently, upon consideration, she has decided that Stendarr's precepts fit her, and she actually decided that since she took on the role of a farm girl named Fiolia, in order to infiltrate Riften during one of her many missions for her father. And she liked the precepts so much, and it seemed at a time when she needed some spiritual sustenance, so she decided to follow the ways of Stendarr. Sorry about that. Just adjusting myself here. We'll be bringing this episode to a close fairly shortly. But first of all, it's time to pick up all of the packages to sell them now that we're here in Solitude. So let's ring the bell at the Imperial Mail Office. Ah, hello, Postmaster. I have some items to pick up. I hope they made their way safely. I'd like to use the services, please.
Of course.
Thank you. Let us collect our parcels. And just in the background, Kinlen notices a small blue figure with blue hair just run by in the background, muttering something quickly under his breath in a high and very quickly speaking tone. I see you've picked up a new employee. So, let me see here. Let me see if I did that correctly because, yeah, I think I did. Yeah. So she picked up her supplies here and they went automatically into her inventory. And her passbook was updated. Let me see if I can show you her passbook. Here we go. She has rented her safe for 570 days, so it'll be a long time. And she doesn't have anything, so everything that she got. So what the Imperial Mail Service does is that Kinlen, as she travels around Skyrim and gets things from dungeons and different places that are too heavy for her to carry, she sends them along to Solitude for when she's, for when she's back in Solitude. She picks them up, including things like this Dwarven War Axe of Perdition, this slow burning axe here, things with different enchantments on them. Then she brings them to the Blue Palace, which we're heading to. She disenchants whatever she can, and then she enchants. And so her carry weight is quite high now because she's got these heavy things that she sent along. So we're going to be crawling through the Blue Palace. That's how that works. So every time she's back in Solitude, she picks up her packages and then disenchants and sells the rest and keeps the coin. Kinlen, as you can see here, has never had a lot of coin throughout this playthrough. She's never had more than, say, 20,000 because she is constantly upgrading her equipment and the equipment of her followers, which is her secret, her private mercenary team that she's going to assault the gates of Winterhold with this team. That's what her father, General Tullius, has assigned for her as her main task, is to bring together the finest fighters in Skyrim, mage users, and healers, and then outfit them, prepare them for battle, and then assault Winterhold with them. That's what's been going on throughout this entire series, which has been going on for 3 years, and we're in the 3rd and final season. The only disadvantage of recording this live as I'm doing, it's a wonderful thing, I'm going to keep doing it. However, it does mean that I can't pause during the loading screens as I would normally do during recording, so that you guys would not see those screens later on in the video. But, you know, we all see loading screens. What are you going to do? The Blue Palace is so majestic.
Just so. Don't skulk around here as if your intent is not plainly obvious to anyone who isn't dumber than the puppet on that throne.
Kinlen listens to the words.
Red Guard. I'd watch your tone if I were you, unless you want to be branded as a Talos heretic and dragged to the execution block.
Last I checked, my people booted your kind out of Hammerfell. Your brethren fled so fast that the dust they kicked up as they ran still hasn't settled yet. The people of Skyrim would be well advised to grow a backbone and do the same.
I grow bored of your meaningless posturing. If you ever dig up enough courage to meet me outside of the city walls, I'll be happy to demonstrate why the conquest of Hammerfell by the Altmerry Dominion is merely a matter of time.
Excuse me.
When is my appointment
Excuse
to
me.
meet General Tullius? There are some issues we must speak about.
I'm afraid he's had to reschedule, my grace. By all accounts, waging war takes his every moment.
Again? He can't simply cancel an appointment with a Jarl. He serves in my capital city.
I'm afraid he can. His authority comes from the Emperor, who you also serve, technically.
He uses all of Hafingard's resources and doesn't answer to me in the slightest? This hardly seems fair.
Fair is a word rarely applied to politics, my grace. I'm afraid you must learn to accept this.
Oh,
Your
there
Grace.
she goes again. What?
Kinlen
That
bows.
vacant stare, the wistful look. If Jarl Elisif was any deeper in contemplation, she would be twirling and chewing her hair while
All of that political nonsense and claptrap makes my head spin. Oh, where is she? I simply wish to disenchant my items.
In your opinion, what intellectual conundrum could vex
or have her disenchant my items?
Thus?
Well, for one, what outfit
Sybil.
shall she wear tomorrow? What will she have for
Sybil, it's good to see you out of bed at this time of day.
Counting of 10.
It's so good to see you again.
It is good to see you as well. I am wondering if you would be willing to do some enchanting for me.
Those are surely stately matters of grave concern. I feel sorry
There we
for
go.
Elisif. It must be most taxing.
She says, what have you got? And Kinlen takes her sword and pulls it out of its scabbard and hands it over. Sybil holds it in her hand and gives a low whistle. I can't whistle, so you won't hear it. This is beautiful work, beautiful craftsmanship, she says. It'll be a pleasure to handle this. What sort of enchantment would you want on it? We're also going to add these things in to disenchant if it is possible, to learn any new enchantments. As you can see, Kinlen does no enchanting whatsoever. Kinlen hasn't got a magic bone in her body. Okay. It looks like that's all that we have here to give. And then this is going to open up here, allowing us to disenchant this. We can slay the living. Kills a living target with 20 or less remaining health. This is very important, so let's learn this one. And you know, I think I might just put that on Viceroy. I like that enchantment very much.
Absolutely nothing.
Slay living, that was? Yeah. Let's definitely put that on. Kills a living target with 23 or less remaining
to wait indefinitely in her court.
Scandalous.
And then press the
Imperials are good for
There's something that's been troubling me, Volk.
Space
I'm hesitant
select.
to share it, but I feel that I must.
Speak your mind, Briley.
What the?
You're among friends here.
Oh,
you know
here.
that I
I have to press
the
enter over
Empire,
here.
as we
There we
all
go.
do. However, I fear General Tullius is underestimating the Stormcloaks. Too often, the general has lost good soldiers because he did not take Ulfric and his men seriously. If this continues and the worst comes to pass, Solitude will pay the
there we go.
price. The Empire's
I was having a momentary brain fart forgetting
We
how
don't
to
have the luxury
enchant.
of hanging back to see
So
who
I'm going to use a
wins
Grand Soul
before
Gem for this
choosing our
one.
friends, Briley. You know this. And besides, no Nord with a shred of honor would consider it. We are
All
no
right,
cowards.
so Viceroy is going to have
Yes,
a
of
fantastic
course, but
enchant on
Ulfric's
it,
message is a
killing a
powerful
living
one.
target
More
with
of our
23
people
or less
flock to this
remaining
cause
health.
every day.
And, oh, no, I don't want to stop
Have
enchanting.
faith,
Let's go ahead and
Briley.
craft that now. I'm not going to rename the item. I like the name it is, and I think that's the name that Kinlen would have given it.
When this war is
All right.
over and Ulfric is dead,
And then I'm also
see that you
going
were
to
jumping at
have
shadows
her
and nothing
top up
more.
Kinlen's other sword.
Hello, friend.
And over here, we're going to... So I have this set up. This is, I believe, honed metal that's allowing me to pay for enchantments. So we can pick up her items, but I also want to...
Our borders are secure, but at the cost of the
I don't
guards of our
see it in
towns and
here.
roads.
I don't see any reason why we'd need them. As long as those dogs stay outside of our borders, we're
let's-
fine.
The Stormcloaks
Let's
are
pick up
far
our
from the
items,
only
but I
threat
also
to
want to
Volk.
have her...
The roads are beset by bandits and beasts, and now there's even talk of bloody dragons.
top up my other sword, because Kinlen is, you know, she doesn't use gems to for her enchantment or anything. So Viceroy is ready. It's actually going to cost us more gold than we have, so we can't pick it up yet. We're going to have to sell a few things first. So, and that's why when I'm clicking here, I can't take it, because down here she only has 3,000 gold. So in between the episodes, I'll go sell some things. She'll get some gold. Sometimes when she's short on gold, I'll have General Tullius give her some things. So anyway, so we can't give Viceroy back, but
My dear Bryling, barring any fancy
You always brighten my day a
the
little.
good people of Haffinger are surely capable.
That may be why.
Highwaymen are stray dogs.
Let's see if we can sell some things to her and get a little bit of coin. I believe we can sell anything we have to her. Yeah, she's got a goodly amount of coin, so let's sell things. This ceremonial greatsword I want to keep because I want to give it to one of her followers. This warhammer can go. The silver battle axe can go. And the ebony sword can go. The arrows can go. Kinlen rifles through her pack looking for all the things and hands them one by one to Sybil, who piles them up on the chair next to her and begins to count out gold from her pack. I probably should have kept that amulet of Stendarr. I'll buy it back. Kinlen also sells all the items that she used for her recent infiltration of Windhelm as a farm girl. She's selling those items, no longer needing them. We're going to sell this cloak. The eye patch she's already shown to her father, so she will sell that. If you're not sure what I'm referring to, then that's all in previous episodes. Kinlen is always picking up little necklaces along the way, as they are easy to carry. She's going to save the Wanderer's loot. It was part of that disguise, and she's going to save it in her apartments as part of her memories. Let's go ahead and sell any magic potions that she picks up. She does no magic, as I've mentioned. Let's see if she has anything. Paralysis, magicka, stamina. You could use that. That. Nothing to sell here. Nothing to sell there. And then over here, let's see if we have any gems to sell. We do. A flawless garnet. And that gives us more than enough gold. Let's pick up those items.
Huh. That's only a problem for people who can't afford to hire their own.
Viceroy is now ours. Let's also, so we have Viceroy back, and it's legendary. And then you need to be... Yeah.
Be quick. I have little patience for mundane concerns.
That may well be our only answer. I will empower my steward to seek out capable individuals to secure Haffinger. Thank you, my thanes.
Ah, here we go. Can you recharge my weapon? It wasn't showing up because we didn't have enough coin as my guess. We're going to recharge her weapon here. I probably should have done this all at once, would have been less clicking, but oh well. Kinlen hands Fleur-de-Lis to Sybil.
I have so very many ways to deal with people. Very few of them.
If you actually did your job.
And then we'll just pick it up immediately and save time. There we go.
I have no more business with you. Begone.
My coin is much lighter, despite having sold you so much, Sybil.
You're trying my patience.
Well, you're trying my purse.
Send them off to battle. We'll have none left to protect the city.
Yes, I know. The General acted with my blessing. It is vital that we bring Ulfric to justice. But that
Hola,
cannot
Golni.
happen until his army of Stormcloaks is defeated.
Did I just say hola? I did. Kinlen just suddenly learned Spanish. We're going to be drawing this episode to a close at the outside as we leave Blue Palace here. And in the next episode, where Kinlen will be all ready for her new journey, I will fill her pack with food and provisions for the road. I will make sure her armor is legendary quality. She's gotten as much coin as she can from having sold things, and that she's forgotten Spanish. I think this is a perfect place to leave this episode. Let me save before we say goodbye. And Kinlen's next duty and her final, the season 3 is drawing to a close. We're going to take Winterhold, and we're just, I believe, 2 steps away from that. Kinlen's going to begin the process of outfitting all of her companions. And before we leave, I'll tell you who they are in case you haven't been with us for the whole 3 seasons, which I can imagine. It's a lot of years. Over here, using amazing follower tweaks, Kinlen's followers are her 2 hounds. Maik the Liar is her archer. And each of these followers, if they're not currently following her, are holding forts and commanding forts that she has taken over. Gorbash the Iron Hand is commanding Fort Amo. Maik commands Fort Hragstad. Brock commands Fort Dunstad. Brock is Gorbash the Iron Hand. She won his favor during the Orc blood proving of season 2, I believe that was. Mercurio is passed on. Kadojo is here with her in Solitude. Valgus is here with her in Solitude. Valgus actually probably should have been guarding a fort, but he's a healer. So she will have a team of 4 or 5 people with her, characters, and whoever else she asks to join her for the final mission. So I'm going to leave this episode here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here in Skyrim for another episode of Kinlen's Roleplay Adventures, which from now on, because this has been a success, I will be recording the rest of Kinlen's story live. For those of you watching later on YouTube, that should not be too much of a problem, because the only change is my webcam here that you can see. But for the most part, as you can see, I remain in character, and so it doesn't disrupt the story. For those of you in chat, hang out with me so that, because the live stream is not yet ending. But for those of you on YouTube, thank you, as always, for watching.